So, what year is it that you end up meeting Dre?
I met Dre. All right, so I met Dre when I was working with Eric B from Eric B and Rakim. Eric B was the president of Street Life Records, and I was signed there as an artist. And Eric, he found out I was producing and rapping. He was like, "Man, you're doing these beats. I have opportunities." And one of the opportunities that he had was at Aftermath. When Dre was building Aftermath, and he had this artist named RC, and it was like Eve of Destruction and all this stuff. Like it was really early on. And so
What
Eric
year
had
is this?
this, man,
98,
I'm
99?
thinking 98, 99, 2000, like, yeah, right around there. Yeah. But I wasn't his producer. I wasn't Dre's producer. I was working with Eric B. So Eric brought me in and I did some work with RC. And that was my first time meeting Dre. But then as a standalone producer, I was introduced to him mid 2001, late 2001, something like that. And that's when I signed.
Right, because that was around the time that you were working with Dax, right? And you were
Yes.
working on the demo for him,
Yeah.
and that's how you ended up on the Wash soundtrack with his
Yes.
song.
Yes. 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 That's literally the first instance of my Aftermath history.
And his interesting fact is like during that time you were managing Omar Gooding's or no, you were working with Omar Gooding's rap group, right?
Oh yeah, I was working with him. Yeah, I never met him. Yeah. So yeah, me and O were locked in really tough. That was my guy.
So what was your reaction when you like your first impression of Dre though? Like were you like nervous?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I forgot what restaurant we met. It might have been I know it was on Ventura. I don't remember what restaurant it was, but the way because Mike Lynn at the time was the A&R, and Mike Lynn was the one that brought me to meet Dre. And it was so funny because I walked in and Dre's back was to the door and it was dark. And it was almost like I felt like I was meeting the Godfather. You know what I'm saying? There weren't a lot of people there, and it was really like I was already like gassed to meet him, but I was scared, man. I was scared out of my mind. And so I sat at the table and he just leaned back and was like, "Yeah, so what's up?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to put this thing together, and if you're ready to work and this and that. And for some reason, all the fear jumped when the moment he said, "Are you ready to work?" All the fear went out of me. And I looked him in his face and I was like, "I'm ready right now." He was
Mm.
like, "Say less." And then he put me in the studio, and we've been rocking pretty much ever since.
Focus, you telling me you didn't hit him with a hell yeah?
No, hell no. Not
One of
one
Dre's hell
time.
yeahs?
Nah. It's funny because you know what? When we did start getting closer as family, because I look at him as my big brother, mentor and teacher. And so when we started getting closer, me and all the guys in the ICU, we always joke with him about this hell yeah. And he was like, "Man, I only said it one time. Why is everybody thinking, you know what I'm saying?" So, but it's it's funny because that's the thing that sticks with him. That hell yeah,
Right.
it's a rap. Yeah.
But the thing with Dre, I've heard you say before, is that like he never wanted to make you into a mini Dre or
Oh
anything
no.
like that. Like he liked the way that you attacked the music between like bridging the East Coast and West Coast, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. And he told me like he was my early submissions to him used to frustrate him. And the conversation happened in real time when I was working, and he came in and was like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you trying to be me? You think that that's what I want?" He was like, I don't want you to give me what you think I want." He was like, "I hired you because of you. I need you to show up the best you could be. I don't need you to be mini me. I don't need that. I do me already. I'm good. And when he said that, I was like, oh, say less. Say less. Bro, it was such an eye-opening experience because I really was going in and putting the walls and floors and ceilings as close as possible. It was almost claustrophobic. I just was creating stuff out of memory instead of feeling it. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like I once he turned around and he blew the room open, it was just like, bet. I'm just gonna create then. I'm gonna use everything that I've ever learned from my father and everything I've ever learned in the East Coast and everything I ever learned in the South when I was in Atlanta. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna put all of it in my music, and that's what I did.
Because what was it like the first year and a half that you tried to give him Dre sounding type of beats, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I wasn't on anything. I'm serious. I'm serious. There was nothing cutting through. Like my first record, even Riding High. If you listen to Riding High, that wasn't really my sound. That was how I interpreted the West sounded. So at that time, I'm like, oh man, they use a lot of Moogie sounds, a lot of resi synths, and the drums are very sparse and you know what I'm saying. So I'm like interpreting their sound, Battle Cat, DJ Quick, Dr. Dre, Daz, Superfly, like people that I was just like, man, they are bad. You know what I'm saying? Sir Jenks, like all of these guys that I learned about when I came out here, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna make it sound like them, but I still got to do it my way. And it was just my interpretation. But when Dre told me that I didn't have to, just do you, it changed my life, bro. It changed my life.